Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Many of us at some point in our life, we seek guidance and directions to find our purpose of life and to live it, to achieve it. And as Sikhs, we actually get those guidance from Gurbani, from Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. So in this series, we are going to look at one Bani by Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the Barah Maha, or the 12 months. And in this Bani, Guru Arjan Dev Ji is going to guide us on how to live our life through each month of the year. Now, before we get into the Bani, into the meanings, it's very important to understand the Uttanaka of this Bani. Uttanaka means where something came from. How did this Bani came about? Now, this was a time in Amritsar where Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj was visited by a group of Sangat. And the Sangat did benti to Maharaj. They said that, Sachi Pacha, before we became your Sikhs, we were from another faith. And when a new month used to come, we would go to a Pandit or a Brahmin to listen to the name of the month and to get the teachings of that month so we could live according to that. But now that we have become your Sikha, why don't you give us such a Bani so that we can read that Bani and be at peace whenever we listen to it as well? Guru Arjan Dev Ji then said that, well, such a Bani has been written by Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, the Barah Maha Tukhari. And then the Sangat said that, Hanji Maharaj, we know that, but Barah Maha Tukhari written by Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is a bit more difficult to understand because the words that Guru Sahib used is a bit more sophisticated and we are very simple-minded people. So then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, listening to the plea, to the benti of the Sangat, they actually wrote Barah Maha Maj, which is not different from Barah Maha Tukhari. In fact, it's more like a steek, a translation or simpler understanding of Barah Maha Tukhari. Now this Bani is read on the Sangrand of each month in every Gurdwara, and many of the Gursikhs around the world, they also add this Bani into their Nitnem, which means daily prayer. So how are we going to look at this Bani of Barah Maha? Let's look at it that it's a journey Guru Sahib is bringing us from separation to union, from Vichora to Milap. And it's interesting because Guru Sahib actually mentions this in the first Pankti itself. Now the Bani starts off with Barah Maha Maj, Mahalla Panjva, Kar Chautha, Ik Oankar, Satgur Prasad. Guru Sahib says, Kirt Karam Ke Vichre, Kar Kirpa Mil Horam. That all of us, each one of us in this world, we are separated from Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji because of our past life karam or because of the karams that we are committing in this life. Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj said it, and Ananda Sahib as well. They said, Liv Shurki, Lagi Trisna, Maya Amar Vartaya. When a child is born into this world, now for 9 months, the child is in the mother's womb. And in the mother's womb, the child has that live, that concentration with Vaheguru Ji. But when the moment the child is born, live Shurki, that concentration is broken. Laggi Trisna, Maya Amar Vartaya. Because now the child is being engulfed by this colors, by the love of Maya, by this illusion that the world is showing to that child, which will grow up. And as the child grows up, becomes a person, that person then just starts becoming further and further away from Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. So then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying this, Kar Kirpa Mil Horam. Now please bless me and unite me with you. Now, let's think about a child and a mother who goes to a theme park. Both of them go to a theme park, but then the child then loses the mother. What happens then? The child starts crying, starts looking around for the mother, starts calling out for the mother, right? Just so that the child could become together, to come together again with the mom again. And so Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is also giving us the same analogy. They say in the next Pankti, Char Kunta Deh Des Prame Thak Aaye Prab Ki Sam. That someone who is separated from Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji, or someone who feels that, I feel that empty void inside of me. and goes around searching for that something that could fill up that void. So I'm going around in all 10 directions trying to search for Paramatma, trying to search for Vaheguruji, but now I'm tired, and now I've come to your sharan, to your sanctuary, and I'm doing benti. I'm telling you, Sache Pacha, that it is only you who can unite me with yourself. No one else, nothing else. And it is only you who can fill up that void, that separation. Why is it that we have been given this human life? Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells us, Pai prapat manok de huriya, Gobind Malan ki eh teri bariya. We read this every day. Guru Sahib explains this. They say in the next pankti, they say, Ten dude te bahari, kite na avai kam. Jal bin saak kumlavati, upje nahi dam. They say that just like a cow that doesn't produce milk is useless. And without water, vegetations cannot survive. You can't get yield. You can't get your plants. And therefore, you can't have any profit. You can't have your food. And so similarly, Guru Sahib is saying that this life has its purpose as well. Now, what is that purpose? Gobind Milan ki eh teri bariya. That this is now your turn, our turn, to become one with Vaheguruji. But then, what if we don't use it for that milap? Then Guru Sahib says in the next pankti, Har nah na milye sajane, kat paiye bisram. Har nah na milye sajane. So now that we have not actually met our sajan, our beloved Vaheguruji in this life, using this body given to us, how can we find that eternal sukha? Because sukha, shanti, that eternal one, that Sajavastha, we can only get it from Vaheguruji. Sant Pai Gur Satgur Pure. And all these other things we do in this world, yes, maybe we can get temporary sukha, but then something else will come up, then we'll get into stress again, into anxiety again. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells us, Jitkar har kant na pragatai pathanagar se gram. So what's the state of the opposite of not having that milap? So someone who has had that milap, that union, is in Sajavastha, is at eternal peace. But someone who has not found Paramatma, Jitkar, so this body is also called a house, har kant na pragatai, in which Paramatma, Kant, our husband Lord, Vaheguruji, is not realized. Pathanagar se gram, then that kar, this body, is burning like how villages and houses are on fire. But of course, we don't burn physically, but how is it that we burn? We burn in the fire of the Panchchor, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ankar, jealousy, Irkha, Chugli, Nindya, enmity. We burn in this, and we are never at peace. Everything else that we do in this world, collecting wealth, building a family, traveling around the world, all of this, like I mentioned earlier, are not going to give us that eternal sukha. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells us in the next pankti, Srab Sigar Tambol Ras San Dehi Sab Kham. That just like a wife, a newly wedded bride, she decorates herself, she wears all these jewelries, dresses up really nicely so that she could impress her husband. But what's the point when she doesn't even recognize who her husband is? She doesn't even know how her husband looks like. And so Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying that all these decorations that she has done is useless. Sarnadehi, with the body as well. But this means for us that whatever we commit in this world, whatever we do in this world, without the realization of Paramatma, of Vaheguruji, without that union, without collecting the wealth of Naam, everything else that we do is useless. Guru Sahib says, Naam bina sab kood gali ho chiya. Without Naam, everything else is false. But this doesn't mean that, okay, now we have to leave everything and, sit in the jungle and jap Naam. No, because Guru Sahib has also taught us, be kirt karo. Earn your living. Build a family. Be gristi. But don't forget the real reason that you're here for, which is for that milap. So while being in this world, just like a lotus flower, while being in that muddy water, still flourishes, is still able to give out that beautiful color and smell. So we have to be like that as well. And towards the end, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying, Prabh Swami Kant Vihuniya, meet Sajjan Sabjam. So again, without realizing, without having that pyar of Paramatma in our life, meet Sajjan, even our friends, our families, our relatives, they all become like enemies to us. They all suddenly start looking like Jamdood, trying to snatch our happiness away from us, trying to snatch our peace away from us. And Guru Sahib tells us, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says in the Bani of Sukhmani Sahib, Jeh maat pita sutmeet na pai, man uha naam tere sang sahai. That where even parents, relatives, friends, brothers, none of this will be able to go with us and support us when we leave this world. What is that will support us when we leave this world? It's Naam, is the wealth of Naam that we have collected while we are alive. And then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is doing benti. They say, Nanak ki benantiya kar kirpa dije naam. So now I'm doing a benti that please bless me with your Naam so I can remember you. Because how is it that a union can happen? Just like that child which was lost in that park constantly remembers his mother, tries to remember when was the last he saw her, calls out for the mother. Similarly, for us as well, we are lost, right? And we want to find Paramatma, we want to unite with Paramatma again. So we have to call out to Paramatma. So that Naam Di Daat has to be given to us. And we can only get the Naam Di Daat through Kirpa, through Gur Prasad. So the first thing that we are asking for from Vaheguruji is that Naam Di Daat, Kar Kirpa Dije Naam. Then what's the second thing? Har Mel Ho Swami Sang Prabh, Jiska Nehjar Tam. The second thing is that through your remembrance, through the Naam that you have given me, through that Simran that I'm going to be doing in this life, Har Mel Ho, please meet me, unite me with you. I want to have your darshan, because imagine Sangaji, what good have we done in this world with this life if we have not even had darshan of Vaheguruji even once, right? So these are the two things that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is telling us, that before we even start going through the journey in each month from Chet, Vesak, the ardas that each Sikh should be doing from within is that please bless me with the wealth of Naam, with your Naam, so I can remember you. And through that, unite me with yourself. So Sangaji, there are a few questions that we should reflect upon in this Paudi. The first question is, what is my purpose of life? Now that I've come into this world, what am I going to do with my life, with this body given to me? And where is it I want to go? Where do I see myself when my life comes to an end? Have I achieved my purpose of life? Have I united myself with Vaheguruji? Then the second thing to reflect upon is that, am I walking on that path towards that union? Or am I still lost? I'm not on that path? How do I find that path? Then the third question to reflect upon is, if I am already on that path, am I stagnant? Or am I progressing in my journey to that milap, to that union with Vaheguru? Now, when we are able to come up with answers to these questions, then it's so much more easier to go through each month of the year, understanding the message that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is giving us in each month, so that we can progress in our journey towards that milap with Vaheguruji. Sangaji, please do share this video with your family and friends, because someone out there might need to hear this message as well. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because the next videos that are going to come up in this series are going to be really interesting ones. The next video that we're going to talk about is going to be on a very interesting topic that has caused a lot of confusion in our Panth for the past decade or so. Please forgive me for any mistakes that I've made. Maharaj Kirpa Karan. Till the next video, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.